Yes, sir, we are on.
Yes.
ओम नमो धन्वंतरे भगवते वासुदेवाय अमृत कलश हस्ताय सर्वरोग निवारणाय श्री 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 महाविष्णवे नमः. Myself, Dr. Suhasini Biradar, second year PG scholar, Panchakarma Department of Panchakarma, TGAMC Ballari. Karma Sadhana TGAMC, inviting all of you to the 10th webinar session, that is a critical analysis of Nasya Karma in Vatavadi. First of all, I would like to welcome our beloved principal ma'am, Dr. Saida Attar Fatima ma'am. I also welcome Dr. Rajshekar Ganigir sir, HOD of the Department Dravaguna. I would like to welcome today's eminent speaker, Dr. Vaidya Vasant C. Patil sir. And I would like to welcome the co-secretary, that is Dr. Dodabasaya Swami sir, HOD Panchakarma Department, and the coordinators, Dr. Rajesh Subur sir, Dr. Shilpashri ma'am, as well as Dr. Trishila ma'am. It's my pleasure to introduce all of you today's eminent speaker, Vaidya Vasant C. Patil sir. Sir graduated from Sun Ayurvedic College, Ilkal. He completed MD in Panchakarma in the year 2006 from the Institute for Postgraduate Teaching and Research in Ayurveda, that is in Jamanagar. Sir is well known for his excellency in classical as well as Kerala Panchakarma. And Sir started his teaching career in the year 2006. Sir published 10 papers as well as 5 articles. And currently, Sir is working as a professor in the Department of Panchakarma, Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya, Hubli. Thank you, one and all. Sir, hello.
Yeah, I will start.
Yes,
Shall
sir.
I start?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Om Sri Kedarnatheshwaraya Namaha. Today I am going to deliver my lecture, the series that is conducted by the PG Department of Panchakarma, Taranath Government Ayurveda Medical College, Ballari, and my topic is critical analysis of Nasya in Vatavadi. So, what are the important queries are? What is nasal drug delivery system? Nasya or Avtar Bhaktika Snehapana, among these, which one is best? What are the advantages and disadvantages of Nasya? What is the SOP of Nasya Karma? What are the principles of Nasya? What is Nasapana? Practicability of Bindu Matra? Which is the best time for Nasya? What is the modern correlation for Sringataka Karma? Is there any direct connection between nose and brain? And in the today's lecture, I am going to cover the following topics. That is introduction regarding the Nasya, nasal drug delivery system, Nasapana, different methods of administration of Nasapana and their advantages, disadvantages, brief procedure regarding dose duration, brief overview on Vatavadi, clinical application of Nasya in Vatavadi, mode of action, and the research areas on Nasya in Vatavadi. The Nasya introduction. Nasya is the most commonly used popular OPD based Panchakarma procedure in Panchakarma and Shalakya specialties in a wide variety of diseases. Ranging from minor to major diseases, trivial to emergency diseases. Ajanma Maranam Syastha Pratimarshastu Bastivat. Vagbhata told in the context of the Nasya Dhuma, Gandusha, etc., while stating the Yogya Vaya for Panchakarma, this Pratimarsha context has been told. So Pratimarsha Nasya has been advocated right from birth to death, just like the Basti. Nasya has local and systemic effects and is widely used for prevention, promotion, and treatment of many Vata and Kapha diseases. Maharshi Atre given first place for Shirovirechana while mentioning the drugs used for Shirovirechana in the context of Apamarga Tanduliya Adhyaya. Nasa hi Shiraso Dwaram Nastakarmaha cha Kurvita Shirorogeshu Shastravid Dwaram hi Shiraso Nasa Tena Tad Vyapya Hantitan. Maharshi Charaka, in the context of Trimarmi Siddhi Adhyaya, the Nasya procedure has been told. The intranasal route has encouraging approach for the delivery of drugs to the brain. The delivery of drugs to the CNS from the nasal route may occur through olfactory neuroepithelium. Drug delivery, though through nasal route into CNS, has been reported for Alzheimer's disease, brain tumors, epilepsy, pain, and sleep disorders. In recent time, the nasal drug delivery received a great deal of attention for its convenient, promising, and reliable way of systemic administration for drugs, especially for those drugs which are ineffective orally and those which must be administered by injections. Why Nasya is preferred over Snehapana? Bahau Shirshagate Nasyam Panam Cha Auttara Bhaktikam. Charaka, in the context of Vatavadi, told that in case of Bahugata and Shirsha, that is Murdagata Vata, Nasya or Auttara Bhaktika Snehapana is advocated. Even though it is told both, but Nasya proves to be more efficacious than the Auttara Bhaktika Sneha, as evidenced by the modern scientific data and research. Nasal route provides a large surface area, porous endothelial membrane, high total blood flow, bypassing the first fast metabolism, and ready accessibility. Furthermore, nasal mucosa is permeable to more compounds than the gastrointestinal tract due to the absence of pancreatic gastric enzymatic activities and interference by the gastrointestinal contents in the sense food chyme or food chyme. Advantages of nasal drug delivery. Hepatic first pass metabolism is avoided, improving patient compliance compared to parenteral routes as easy accessibility and needle-free drug application without the presence of skilled personnel or skilled therapist facilitates self-medication. Drug degradation that is observed in the GIT can be bypassed. Using absorption enhancer, the bioavailability of large drug molecules can be improved through nasal route. Whereas in case of GIT, it is not possible. Advantages of nasal drug delivery, continuing, that is rapid drug absorption and quick onset of action can be achieved easily. Bioavailability through nasal route for smaller drug molecules is very good. Drug possessing poor stability in GIT fluids is given by nasal route. Studies reveal that nasal route is an alternate to parenteral route, especially for protein and peptide drugs. The best examples is all endocrine means hormones, growth hormone, insulin, glucagon, etc. They have been tried through nasal route successfully. A polar compound exhibiting poor oral absorption may be particularly best suited for this route of delivery. Convenient for the patients, especially for those on long-term therapy when they compromise with the parenteral medication. Disadvantage: the nasal cavity provides a smaller absorption surface area when compared to gastrointestinal tract. There is a possibility of irritation when compared to the oral delivery system. The substance and constituents added to the dosage form may cause local side effects and irreversible damage to the cilia of the nasal mucosa. There could be a mechanical loss of the dosage form into the other parts of the respiratory tract like lungs due to the improper technique of administration. Certain surfactants used as chemical enhancer may disrupt and even dissolve the membrane in high concentration. This is also, it may happen in case of our Tikshna Shirovirecha Nasya. It may dissolve the membrane, nasal mucosal membrane. How to enhance the absorption? to improve the nasal residence time. What we call nasal residence time, dharana time. That is by position, maintaining the position, enhancing the nasal absorption, the pH, vehicles, and temperature should be modified according to the need of the patient and the delivery, drug delivery, and the dose required. Modifying the drug structure, that is particle size, making nano size. It makes nano size is more absorbable than the large particles. And lipophilicity. If the NSAID drug is lipophilic, means more lipid soluble matter is used as a vehicle, then it will be absorbed very quickly, and also the concentration of the medicine will be more in the CNS. Nasya Aushadhi features. The Nasya drug or Aushadhi medication should have 3 characteristic features, that is highly fat soluble, slightly water soluble, and should have some aroma. Vehicles used for Nasya in the classics, they have used Sneha, milk, Pitta, Mutra, Sura, Kanji, and the other most commonly used in the Aupidan or the Swarasa or aqueous media, that is water for the preparation of Kwatha, etc. Sarpimanda, this is most commonly used in healthy as well as diseased. Sarpimanda in many of the Vata Vadis and Hika, etc. Why Sarpimanda is used? You know, Sarpimanda is lighter. It is the supernatant portion of the ghee, which is very light and easy to digest and more quickly absorbed. And it is free from Amadosha. Amadosha, in the sense you have to take Amadosha in Sneha, especially in ghee, watery content or the moisture content, you can call, that will be there. So in order to avoid that, Sarpimanda, that is supernatant portion, is lighter and it is devoid of watery content and moisture content. That's why the classics have recommended Sarpimanda always. The sedimented or the bottom part of ghee is thick and it contains the moisture or the water content. So there is always, you see, the grandma or in our house mother always, before serving, they used to heat over the fire the condensed ghee in order to free this amadosha. So the moisture will be evaporated and the ghee will be free from amadosha, and it is easily digestible and increase the fire, as well as there is no chance of doshotkesha. Classification: Teshu nasyam pradhanam shirovirechanam cha nasya vikalpah pratimarshah shirovirechanam vikalpo aupedah pradhamanam cha tato nasya shabda panchada niyamitah. There are mainly 2 types of nasya. Pradhana nasya they are nasya and shirovirechana. There are 2 types. In nasya pratimarsha comes, and in shirovirechana aupidana and pradhamana comes, as told by the Shushruta in the context of 40th chapter in Chikshasthana. The various classifications told by different authors are depicted in the table. Charaka told 3 classifications based on the karma, rechana, tarpana, and shamana. 5 classifications based on the method of administration, that is navana, alpidana, dnapana, dhuma, pratimarsha, and 7 classification based on the parts of the drug used, that is phala, patra, moola, khanda, pushpa, niryasa, and tvak in Charaka Vimana 8 by 151. Sushruta told 5 classifications, that is Shirovirechana, Pradhamana, Aupida, Nasya, Pratimarsha. Vagbhata told 3 classifications, Virechana, Brahmana, Shamana. It is similar to the Charaka's classification. Kashyapa told Brahmana and Karshana. Sharangdara told Rechana and Snehana. Bhoja told Prayogika and Snayika. Videya told Saudhnya Prabodhaka and Stambhana. And Dhumorti preparation, if you see, I taught to my students how to prepare Dhumorti. Dr. Madhuri, one of my first year student, she has prepared this Dhumorti The ingredients, first photo you are seeing the ingredients, and then kalka is prepared. Then a cloth is a square cloth is taken and the paste is evenly spreaded over that cloth, smeared. You have to smear the paste, and then cloth is wrapped around the refill, the used refill. You have to wrap that pasted cloth, and after drying you have to remove the refill, and then Dhumavarti is ready for the Dhumapana or Dhumanasya. Contraindications of Sneha Nasya, if you see, Ajirna after food, after drinking water, after bath, Durdina, Nava Pratishaya, during Snehapana or Anvasana, the usually Sneha Nasya is contraindicated in these specific conditions. And contraindications of Shodhanasya, that is sometimes referred to as Rukshanasya, it is contraindicated in Kshama, Garbhini, after exertion, after Virechana. Nasya Vidhi, the procedure of Nasya Karma, just I am going to refer the first Charaka Samhita. Prak Surye, Madhya Surye va Prakruta Avashyakasya cha Utthanasya Shayanasya Shayane Swastrute Sukam. Swastrute Sukam, completely relaxed posture in supine. Pralamba Shirasa Kinchit, slightly extended neck. Kinchit Padonutasya, slightly elevated foot end. Dadyat Nasapute Sneham, Tarpanam Buddhiman Vishak. Ata evam Shayanasya Shuddhartam Swedayet Shiraha, Samsvedya Nasamunnamya Vamena Angusta Parvana, Hastena Dakshinena Ata Kuryat Ubayataha Samam. Pranadya Pichuna Vapi Nastah Sneham Yata Vidhi, Krute cha Swedayet Bhuyaha Akarshet cha Punah Punaha. Tam Snehaha Shleshmana Sakam Tata Sneho Na Tishtati. Svedana Ukleshitah Shleshma Nasta Karmani Upastitaha. Bhuyaha Snehasya Shaityena Shirasi Sthayate Tataha Shrotra Manya Galadayeshu Vikaraya cha Kalpate. Tato Nastah Krute Dhumam Pibe Kafa Vinashanam. In this whole procedure, you see there are two important factors. One is the sneha as well as doshas which are collected during this karma immediately after administering. They should be removed or sniffed repeatedly so that not a single drop of sneha should remain inside the nasal cavity. If the sneha remains, sneha as well as dosha remains in the nasal cavity, it causes again complications, in the sense doshoklesha will occur, and hence it should be removed completely. As well as another one thing he has told here, due to the coldness of the sneha, the doshas as well as the nasal, the administered drug, nasya drug, remains inside the head, means inside the head, means brain, as well as all the srotas of the shira. So if it is not removed, that kapha, then it will cause the ear diseases, neck diseases, throat disease, etc. So in order to remove that, for kapha vinashanartha, dhuma is told. And in Siddhisthana first chapter, Charaka is told, Vishuddha dehasya tataha kramena snigdam talasveditam uttamangam virechayet tridvihi ata ekasho va balam samiksha trividam malana. So after the purification of body by Vamana and Virechana, then sequentially the Nasya should be administered after Abhyanga, and Shiroverchana should be administered after Abhyanga and Sweda. It should be administered for 3, 2 and 1 time respectively in case of Kapha, Pitta and Vata. As well as Balanusara, in Uttam Bala 3 times, Madhyam Bala 2 times, and Hinavala 1 times. Maximum 3 Shirovirechana can be given per day according to the Charaka's guidelines. So the karma, if you see the position first, which is very important, that's why I have given prime importance for this. The right posture or the position is supine with ease posture, neck bent back at an angle of 30 to 45 degree. If you see the pictures, this is superior view and the lateral view. These are the right method of administration as well as the right method of position of Nasya. And the wrong method is nowadays the many sitting position, many practitioners are using Nasya in sitting posture. That is totally wrong. It is contradictory to the statements or the guidelines told by the classics. In the right side, if you are seeing the chair and the person is slept, how he has slept, the body is not relaxed, tight, the parts are tight, all the muscles will not be, means Nasya drug will not be distributed equally all over the, at least superior, anabi, urdhva nabi. So in this condition, in this portion, if you administer the Nasya, it won't reach properly to the CNS. So there will not be the desired therapeutic results. And the SOP, standard operating procedure of Nasya. The patient should be examined for Yogyata and Ayogyata first, and then advise the patient to pass the naturologist. Then do Abhyanga for 10 to 15 minutes. Minimum 7 minutes is required. And then Mrudu Sweda with Bashpa Sweda, that is Swedana with cloth dipped in hot water, given over head, face, neck, anterior part of neck, that is Griva, and then throat region also. And if you have the throat, Mukhagata Vikaras or Galagata Vikaras, then patient has to open the mouth and take the steam. That is also should be advised during while giving the Swedam. Position of client or patient, supine, completely relaxed, neck bent 30 to 45 degree angle posteriorly. Position of the table, foot end of the table slightly elevated. Warming the medicine over hot water bath. Advise the patient to remain relaxed while taking Nasya. He or she should avoid speech, anger, sneezing, laughing, shaking of head during Nasya Prayoga. Then instill the lukewarm medicine, which is not too cold, not too hot, in adequate dose to both nostrils equally. Observe the Samyak, Ayoga and Atiyoga symptoms. After administration, Nasya, advise the patient to lie in the same position for 1 minute. Shastra told 100 matra, which is equal to nearly appropriately, it is 1 minute. After administration of Nasya, feet, shoulders, palms and ears should be massaged. The patient should be advised to avoid swallowing of Nasya Aushadhi and Kafadi dosha. The medicine instilled in the nose comes out with the morbid dosha repeatedly, especially vitiated kapha. Advise the patient to spit out on either side, one side alternatively, on right and as well as left side. Otherwise, there is a likelihood of complications as told by Ruddha Vagbhata. If you means right, only right side, if you spit, then there will be neck pain or spasmodic contraction of the neck muscles on the right side, the part which is used for spitting. The head, cheek and neck should be again subjected to sedation, Svedana. Then advise the patient to take Dhumanasya and do the Ushna Jala Kavala. Patient is advised to stay at windless place and take light meal and lukewarm water. Then coming to the Kala administration, that is time of administration. Tatra dvividam api अभुक्तवतो अन्नकाले पूर्वाह्ने श्लेष्मरोगिणां मध्याह्ने पित्तरोगिणां अपराह्ने वातरोगिणां. Why they have told abhuktavata and annakale? Abhuktavata is very good empty stomach, otherwise there is chance of empty stomach, and kaphoklesha and pratishaya etc. complications will occur. That's fine. Annakale, again annakale, why they are told? Because annakale, during annakala the srotas will be clean, they will be open, and the absorption of the drug will be more compared to the other kala, anannakala. In Swastha, morning in case of Sharad and Vasanta Rutu, and evening in Grishma Rutu. And the dose, Pradeshini Parvadvaya Nisrutaha. Sushruta says the definition of Bindu as Pradeshini Parvadvayani Dvaya Nisrutaha. By dipping the Parvadvaya of index finger, the amount of bindu which or the drop which falls down, it may be 8 drop or 10 drop depending upon the different purusha. Patient's own anguli should be used for this. As shown in this video, see index finger to parva dipped, and the amount of oil which falls down in drop wise, the total drops is equals to 1 bindu. Bindu Pramana is rarely practiced in the clinic level as well as some institute level. Why? Because Bindu Pramana is more. Bindu is standardized as 0.5 ml in one of my student, that is Rajani, a comparative clinical study on Charakokta and Vakbhatokta Nasya Vidhi with Bringaraj Taila in Kalitya. She has standardized as 1 bindu as 0.5 ml, as well as Kottakkal, Trivandrum, etc. They have also standardized 1 bindu as 0.5 ml. If you practice bindu pramana, then the results will be highly encouraging. As in another one study under my supervision, that is Vataja Pratyaya, Shigru Taila and Vidangadi Taila is used, wherein the bindu pramana is used. There we got in 8 drops very encouraging, highly significant results were observed if you use bindu pramana right from the first day itself. So totally 3 nasya karma which has been used, the bindu as a dose has been researched under my supervision. So dose here, 1 shana is equal to 4 masha, that is 4 gram, equivalent to the 4 ml. Thus 8 bindu is equal to 1 shana, that is 4 ml. 1 bindu is equal to 0.5 ml. 1 drop is equal to 0.05 ml as per the AFI, and 10 drops is equal to 0.5 ml, that is 1 bindu. Therefore 1 bindu is equal to 10 drops, that is equal to 0.5 ml. So 0.5 ml, as it is already told, 10 bindu, 8 bindu and 6 bindu for Marshanasya, it becomes 5 ml, 4 ml and 3 ml respectively. Doses, Shirovirechana is administered till Samyak Yoga Lakshanas, or maximum 3 Shirovirechana per day according to Dosha Bala, as told in the Charaka Siddhisthana first chapter. Snehanasya 2 times in severe Vata Vyadhi, otherwise only 1 time, as told by Shushruta Chikitsa. 40. Stambanasya till Samyak Stambana Lakshanas are produced. For example, Nasagata Raktapitta. Till the complete arrest or stopping of hemorrhage, you have to give Stambananasya. The features of Stambana are same. Here you have to use Stambana Upakrama. The features of Stambana Upakrama, Samyak Yoga Lakshana should you have to get. Course duration एकान्तरं द्वयान्तरं वा सप्ताहं वा पुनः पुनः एकविंशतिरात्रिं वा यावद्वा साधु मन्यते मारुतेन अभिभूतस्य वा अत्यन्त यस्य देहिनः द्विकालं च अपि दातव्यं नस्य तस्य विजानताः. Sushruta 40th chapter. Actually, this shloka is there. It is not present in the original handwritten manuscript. Hastaprati, it is not available. That's why it is put in bracket. If you see the Dalantika Mula, Sushruta Samhita with Dalantika, it is there in bracket. So it is somewhat controversial, even though it is told 1 day gap, 2 day gap, then again 7 days gap also it is told, and up to or 7 days, minimum 7 days or maximum they are told 21 days. So somewhat it is controversial. If you even 21 days also, if you give 1 or 2 days interval, 3 days interval for 7 nasya, then it will become 21 days. That is agreeable. But you have to understand in that manner. If 1 day, every day if you give, then it becomes 7 days. 1 day gap means 14 days. 2 days gap means it will becomes around 21 days. Then Nasapana, one of the most rarely used procedure in the type of Nasya. It is one type of Brahmana Nasya, you can say. So Kshinam Mausam Balam Esya Vatartischa Urdhva Jatruja Sudiptagnihi Sneha Satmeha Sa Nasyam Nasayaha Pibe Dhatusya Tarpaye Dehe Pitam Nasya Tu Nastataha. So Videha, actually Videha has told this Nasapana, that has been quoted by Dallana while commenting on Sushruta Chikitsa 40/29-30. He says, in case of Kshina Mausa and Kshina Bala, suffering from the Vatavyadi, that is especially Urdhva Jatruvata Vatavyadi, and if the person is having Diptagni and Sneha Satmya, in such cases, the Sneha or the Kashaya should be drink from nose. That helps in nourishment of dhatus and as well as pacification of Vatavyadi. So there are two different methods of Nasapana are existing. Currently there are two methods are practiced. One is first method is this is Karnataka method. In this position is sitting. Kashaya used is Mashabaladi Kashaya or Mashabaladi Pachana it is called. Procedure same as Jalaneti, as exactly Jalaneti. You have to instill using the neti pot, right side, and then left nostril you have to, it has to come out through the left nostril, and remaining half 20 ml right side, and then remaining half you have to use on the left nostril instill, and then bend on the opposite side, and it has to come out through the right nostril. It is quite similar to the Dhumanasya, but the position here you have to bend, so easily it will come out. But whereas in case of Dhumanasya, the patient is sitting straight. Method 2, it is called Keradiya method. In this position is also the sitting. Kashaya used is Mashabaladi Kashaya. Sometimes they will use Sneha also, as Chakradatta told, to add Sneha. Procedure same as Jalaneti, or they will use syringe. In some colleges or some practitioners they are using syringe to push the liquid into the nostril. But here the patient is advised to swallow the Kashaya so that the Aushadhi goes into the nasopharynx and then into the esophagus and enter into the stomach. So indications of Nasapana: Aubhavaka, Ardita, Mannagatavata. that is cervical spondylosis, cervical radiculopathy. Research works on Nasapana and my analysis. Shilpa et al. Clinical evaluation of Abhavaka through Nasya and Nasapana. They claim that Nasapana is more effective than Nasya. And regarding this, both methods, I have some my observations. And in Nasapana, as per the principles of Nasya, swallowing of Nasya Dravya is prohibited. And hence the method one is more precise compared to the method 2. Nasya in supine posture with extended neck in patient underwent massage and steam causes hyperemia by slush created in the intracranial space, probably forcing more transfusion of fluids into the brain tissue, thus increasing or enhancing the absorption of drug, and there will be more drug reaches into the CNS, that is brain. Method first seems to be more effective and safe, as you see here, and research has to be carried out to prove which method is best by using RCT's randomized clinical trial on large sample studies. Principles of Nasya, reference in the coming edition, it is in press, that is 5th edition of my book, that is Principles and Practice of Panchakarma. See, prevention and promotion, for purpose of prevention and promotion, when the dosha are in Samyavastha and Dhatu in Samyavastha, Pratimarshana is recommended. Madhyama Ruddha dosha and Dushita Dhatu, Shamananasya is advised. Ruddha dosha and Kshina Dhatu, Brahmananasya is advised. Atiruddha dosha and Dhatu Srava, like Rakta Pitta and Mastulunga Kshaya, Stambanasya is advised. Stambana Aupidana, as told in the context of Charaka 4th chapter, Chikitsa 4th, Rakta Pitta Chikitsa Adhyaya. Atiruddha dosha and Dushita Dhatu, Shirovarechana is told. Atiruddha dosha and Ruddha Dhatu, that is Sannyasa, Granthi, Arbuda, Galaganda, etc. Tikshna Shirovirechana is advised. Utkata and Utklishta dosha, Sannyasa, Apatantraka, Krimi, and Balavan Rogi, Pradhamanasya is advocated. Modifications based on the classical advocations. Use of Snehanasya in between and at the end of Shodhanasya. In Charaka Siddhi it is told, Karmana Vamanadinam Antareshu cha Snehasvedo Prayunjit Sneham cha Ante Prayojet. And Sushruta is told, Samyak Vishuddhe Shirasi Sarpihi Nasyam Nishechayet. After Samyak Yoga of Shirovirechana, Sarpi Nasya should be given. Means Nasya with Sarpi should be administered after the Samyak Yoga of Shirovirechana. Why these are told Sarpi Nasya after the Shirovirechana? Because in order to prevent the Vata Kopa, that is aggravation of Vata. So this method may be required in case of Uttama and Madhyam Matra of Shodhana, especially in Vata Prakriti persons, to prevent the Shirovirechana Atiyoga as well as to prevent the aggravation of Vata. And use of Shodhanasya in between Snehanasya or at the end if required, not in all cases. In some cases it is needed. By continuous use of Snehanasya, there may be chances of Malasanchaya, that is Doshottesha. Hence, Shodhanasya in Sneha form needs to be administered in between. That indirectly, if you'll find, you will find the reference in Charak Chikitsa 28 by 83 to 84. Yat anena sa doshatvat karmana na prashamyati mrudubihi sneha samprayuktaihi aushadaistam vishodayet. In case of Vatavadi, due to the association of other doshas, it will not be relieved by the snayana, svedana, etc. procedure, samanya vata vyadhi chikitsa, then here shodhana should be done with murduhu sneha sanyukta aushadhi, that is eranda taila, etc. So the same advocation principle should be used in case of nasya whenever required. Clinical application of nasya in vata vyadhi. Upastambita and nirupastambita vata vyadhi, based on the apatarpana and santarpana chikitsa, based on the dosha anubandha. See, based on the guna kafavrta vata, in case of kafavrta vata, tikshna and ushna shirovirechana drugs are used. In pittanubandhi vata, manda and snigdha gunayukta sneha is used. Anyonya avarana, snigdha, ushna, sukshma gunayukta, the aushadhis are used, that is Ksheerabala 101, Dhanvantara 101. And in Kampavata, manda, snigdha gunayukta aushadhis are used, that is Ksheerabala 101 or Dashmula Taila prepared with Mrudupaka. Practical considerations while administering Nasya karma. Nasya should be preceded by Shodhana or at least Sadhyo Virechana in order to get desired therapeutic results. In Kafavata dosha, Taila, in Kevalavata dosha, Vasa, and in Pitta dosha, Gruta or Majjasneha should be used, as told by Sharangdara in Uttaratantra 8 by 35. The Sneha Nasya should be started from 8 bindu and then increase 2 bindu daily maximum up to 18 bindu. Even though the increasing pattern of administration of Nasya is not told in the classics, but we have seen practically in my practice also, I always advise to start from 8 bindu, then up to 18 bindu we will go. So this is 8 bindu means it will become 4 ml. Sometimes according to the patients, if Balavan patient comes, Uttam Bala patient, Uttam Bala Rogi, Sharira Bala as well as Rog Bala, then 8 bindu will use. And in other cases, 3 etc. female cases, usually we will start with 2 or 4 bindu. Then gradually every day it is increased. So why we are using this pattern? Because see, first day if you use 8 bindu itself, 8 or 10 or 14 bindu or 16 bindu, then nasal mucosa will be having some, it will considers it as a foreign body and irritation will occur and it tries to expel it out by ciliary. The ciliary mucosa, it will be activated more, stimulated more, and it will try to expel it, the nasal contents. So the drug will not be retained for the stipulated time and there will be lesser therapeutic results. That's why I always start with lower dose and then increase gradually. And also we have observed that in moderate or higher dose, some patient feels giddiness, etc. Giddiness and some sort of lightness feeling and heaviness of head, etc. All these complaints will get. That's why I always give in ascending pattern. If Rogi is Balwan, you can start with as per the classical method. Means you can start directly 8 bindu or 16 bindu, whatever. Every day you can give the same bindu praman. For quick action, Churna Nasya should be given in case of emergency conditions like apasmara, sannyasa, etc. To get the optimum therapeutic results, Abhyanga, Svedana, position of Nasya, maintaining the same position up to 100 matra after installation of the Nasya Aushadhi, and skillful administration of Nasya are highly essential. If the patient faints at the time of Nasya, then immediately cold water should be sprinkled on the forehead and face. Katutaila and Saindavayukta Sarpi should be used for Nasya Karma, especially for Kshirapa. In Kasyapa Siddhisthana 4th chapter it is mentioned. In Vataja Shiroroga, Hikka, Apatanaka, Mannastamba and Swarabramsha, Nasya should be administered 2 times daily. reference Ashtanga Hridaya Sutrasthana 25:15 to 16. Use only Mrudupaka Sneha for Nasya, otherwise the results will not be up to the mark and there will be more irritation and the patient may not continue the procedure. We have seen many patients when you advise the Nasya, all these Anutaila etc. in higher dose or moderate dose, and other than the Anutaila etc., Karpa Shasataila etc., they are Karapaka, they will produce irritation, especially in sensitive Sukumara Purusha. So always try to avoid such Karapaka Tailas and always give Mrudupaka Sneha and start with lower dose. Pre-Nasya Abhyanga Sweda is very essential requisite as it play a vital role in residence time. Residence time means dharana, Nasya dharana kala and absorption of Nasya dravya. Post-Nasya Sweda helps in removing the kapha adhere to the srotasis. The most common complaint from the patient, nasal and throat irritation. These symptoms are self-limiting. Usually they will come down after 30 minutes or 1 hour. If it presents for more than 30 minutes, then advise the patient to do frequent hot water gargling. And usually in some patients with Sukumara Purusha or the mucosa is very sensitive, in such patients for first 2 to 3 days, the mucosa becomes irritated. That's why it takes time for 2 to 3 days to adjust. And after 3 days, the patient absolutely comfortable for the Nasya Karma. So always try to convince the patients whenever you are administering Sneha Nasya, whether it is Brahmana Nasya or the Jyotishmati etc., the Shiro Virechana Nasya in the form of Sneha, they will cause irritation for 1 to 3 days, 1 to 2 days, and you have to convince the patient and tell them after 3 days it will be there will be no irritation at all. Heaviness of head usually occurs in high dose of Sneha Nasya when the patient takes cold water before or after Nasya. And usually if Dhumapana is done after Nasya, then this symptoms, heaviness of head will be rarely present. Feeling of dizziness or tingling or numbness. Some patient complains dizziness, tingling, or supti, numbness, etc. This usually occurs in a high dose of Sneha Nasya, as well as if the pre-Abhyanga and Sweda is not proper, or the post-Nasya Swedana is not done, and proper Dhumapana is not done, then also there is a chance of these symptoms or complaints from the patient. Shirodhara during Nasya, some practitioners or learners, they ask whether Shirodhara can be done during Nasya. Yes, it may be done, but the thing is that while taking Shirodhara, the patient should not take head bath. That's why I always advise the patient 1 or 2 days, 1 day, 24 hours before he has to take head bath and plan for Nasya Karma, and at least 7 days he should avoid head bath. If your dose is very less and you are using Sneha Nasya, then head bath in case of Vata Prakriti person, it's okay. You can advise head bath in evening time after at least 3 to 5 hours after Nasya Karma. But as far as possible, if bath is avoided during the Nasya Karma, then it's very good. But Shirodhara, simultaneously Shirodhara as well as Nasya can be done with strict dietetic restrictions as well as behavioral restrictions, and Rasnadi Churna Talam 2 to 3 times per day to prevent Kaphotlesha or Pratishaya etc. Then otherwise if Pratishaya occurs during the Nasya Karma, then you need to stop or discontinue the Nasya Karma. And another question, Matra Basti and Nasya. in some resorts, spa, and some practitioners, they do everything. In one day, they will advise Sadhya Virajana in the morning, and afternoon they will advise, means they will give Matra Avaste, and at the evening they can give Nasya, everything. One day, everything they will finish. Sometimes all these procedures, if you do juggling, they may cause Agni in higher doses, moderate and higher doses. Definitely they will cause Agni Dushti and Kaphotkesha. So simultaneously Smatravasti and Nasya, especially Nasya or Shiroviraj Nasya, should be avoided. Only Pratimarsha Nasya. In case of Matravasti and Pratimarsha Nasya, you can give, you can advise. There is no problem. Otherwise, Ubhaya Marga Snehana is totally prohibited by all the classics. So Vatavadi, there is brief introduction on Vatavadi. See, Vatavadi, 4 types of Vatavadi are there according to Shushruta. Kevala Vatavadi, Avarnajanya Vatavadi, Dhatukshayajanya Vatavadi, Samsargajanya Vatavadi. So these 4 types, and based on the predominant symptom, that is Shula Pradhana, Shodh Pradhana, Shosha Pradhana, Sangha Pradhana, Chala Pradhana, and Shodha Pradhana, Karma Kshaya Pradhana. These are the Vatavadis based on the predominant symptom, and based on the part affected, Ekanga, Sarvanga, local and generalized Vatavadi, and based on the cause, Santarpanajanya, Apatarpanajanya. These are the broad classifications of Vatavadi. So Nasya, for the prevention of Vatavadi, one can give Pratimarsha using the Anutaila, Sarpi Manda, Katutaila, coconut oil for the prevention of Vatavadi, especially in old age persons, Vata Prakriti persons. They, if there is a chances of means Vatavadi in such, they are more prone for Vatavadi. Example, old age person, hypertensive person, having Vata Prakriti in Varsha Rutu, as well as in some winter seasons, due to cold, exposure of cold, there may be chances of the Pakshagata. In such persons, you can advise Pratimarsha with Sarpi Manda or Anutaila or Kshirvala 101 also. Katutaila is usually advised usually it is practiced in North India. It means South India, it cannot be tolerable because it is very hot. Coconut oil you can use, because coconut oil nowadays, you have heard that coconut oil is very highly effective in neurodegenerative disease such as ALS, Parkinsonism, etc., where it helps in regeneration of the degenerated nervous tissue. That's why coconut oil you can use, but it should not be rancid. It should be fresh. You have to make it lukewarm. All sneha which is used for the nasya, whether you are used as a pratimarsha or marsha daily, it should be make lukewarm. Otherwise, there is a chance of, if some humidity or moisture content or watery content is there in the sneha, definitely it will cause doshotkesha or nasal irritation, throat irritation, etc. Infection may occur. Always it should be warmed before installation. ऊर्ध्वनाभिगत वातव्याधि चिकित्सा सिद्धांत बाहु शीर्षगते नस्यम पानम च औत्तरभक्तियम. In bahugata and shirshagata nasya or auttarbhaktika snehapana should be practiced or employed. Skanda vakshah trik praptam vayum manyagatam tata vamanam hanti nasyam cha kushalena prayojitam. Sushruta, while describing the Vatavadi Chikitsa, told that The intelligent physician, if administers the Vamana and Nasya in case of Skandagata Vata, Vakshagata Vata, Triggata Vata, Trik means here Urdhva Trik, sternum, and Manyagata Vata, all these will be mitigated. ये च वातात्मका रोगाः शिरः कंप अर्दितादयाः शिरसः तर्पणं तेषु नस्तकर्मः प्रशस्यते. चरक सिद्धि 9/94. Tarpananasya or Brahmananasya should be given in Vataja roga such as Shirakampa, Ardita, etc. In Avarnajanya Vatavyadi, in acute Avarnajanya Vatavyadi, Shirovirachanasya should be administered till the Avarakanasha, till the Avaraka is removed. In chronic Avarnajanya Vatavyadi, Vyatyasat Shodhanam Snehanam Nasya Karayet. In chronic Avarnajanya Vatavyadi, alternatively, Shodhana and Snehan Nasya should be administered. You have to take care of both Avaraka as well as the Avrta. That's why Vyatyasat means alternatively the Snehana and Shodhanasya should be administered. Here Shodhanasya should be in the form of Sneha, like Jyotishmati Taila, Tuvarak Taila, or Dashamula Taila, Shigru Taila, Vidangadi Taila. All these are Shiro Virechaka Sneha. And Pradhamanasya in strong patients, Apatanaka, etc. Shodhana Snehanasya in Bala, Ruddha, Sukumara, Stri. Per day maximum 3 Shirovirechana in case of Uttama Bala Roga and Rogi. After Avarakanasya, Snehanasya should be continued. Means like Shuddha Vata, you have to continue the Snehanasya. And the yogas, Snehanasya yoga, Anutaila, Kshira Bala Taila 101 Avartita, Dhanvantram Taila 101, Kshira Amruta or Kshira Guluchi Taila 101, Karpas Astyadi Taila, Mrudupaka, Maharaja Prasarni Taila, Mrudupaka, Shad Bindu Taila. These are all Snehanasya or Brahmanasya, you can say. Shodhanasya or Jyotishmat Taila, Tuvarak Taila, Shigru Taila, Vidanga Taila, Dashimula Taila, etc. See, Pakshagata, it is already been explained by Ravi Shankar Parvajay sir. So in Kevala Vatajanya, due to hemorrhage in case of stroke associated with consciousness, here you have to give Stambhanasya, Shita Kshiradhara, Shita Shiropichu, etc. And in case of Avanajanya, thromboembolism, Tikshna Pradhamanasya, Sarpi Abhyanga should be done. And in Ardita, Abhyanga with Karpa Sastaya Taila or Mahamash Taila, Kshiradoma with Dashmula Bala Erenda Kashaya plus milk plus Mausarasa, Nasya with Kshirbala Taila 101, Dhanvantram Taila 101, or Mahamash Taila or Karpa Sastaya Taila can be used. In Kampavata or Shirakampa, Abhyanga with Sacharaj Taila or Mahamash Taila, Nasya with Kshirbala Taila 101 or Dhanvantram Taila 101. In Apatanaka, Tatra Pragyeva Sneha Abhyaktam Svinna Shariram Avapidanena Tikshnena Upakramet Shiraha Shuddhartam. Sushruta Chikitsa 5/18. In Apatantraka, in early stage, so in at the beginning of Apatantraka, after the Abhyanga and Sweda, Tikshna Avapidanasya should be administered for the purification of head. Here Dallana commenting on this, he has told that Shuddha Vata Apatanake api atra Shirovirachanam Vayoho Kafasthana Gatatvena Sadhya Saudhya Prabodhartham. Even though the Apatantraka is Shuddha Vatajanya, Shirovirechana is advised here because Vata has entered into the Kapasthana. Hence, for the Saudhya Prabodhana, for revival of consciousness, here Tikshna Aupidannasya is advised. In Apatantraka, Vata Shleshma Uparuddha Uchvasam Tikshnaihi Pradmapanaihi Mokshayet. Tikshna Pradamanasya should be administered in case of Apatantraka, wherein the Swasa is obstructed due to the Vata Shleshma. Means the Kapha-vruta Vata will be there. Kapha does the avarna of Vata in case of Apatantraka. In order to remove the avarna, the Tikshna Pradamana is advised. Trigeminal neuralgia, Anantavata. Abhyanga with Bala, Gudichadi Taila. Nasya with Kshirvala Taila 101. Shadbindu Taila. In case of Vata, Abhyanga with Bala, Gudichadi Taila. Asanam Vilvadi Taila. Mrudu Bashpasveda. Nasya with Kshirvala Taila 101 or Dhanvantram Taila 101 or Dashmula Taila. I am using Dashmula Taila prepared by Saptagiri Herbals. It is Snehana as well as Alpa Shirovirechana. That's why I am using Dashmula Taila. Cefagran drops, Dologran drops and Shadbindu Taila also effective. In Manyastamba, acute toxic or spasmoditis, Abhyanga with Sandhyavadi Taila or Pottam Chukadi Taila, Svedana with Balaka Sveda, as the principle says, Ruksha Sveda and Shirovirechana. Shodhana or Shirovirechana till the removal of Avaraka dosha, that is Kapha. Till Kaphanasha, the Shodhanasya or Shirovirechana should be continued. Then after the Kaphanasha means Avaraka dosha nasha, Snehanasya should be started. Manyagata Vata. Cervical spondylosis. Abhyanga with Prasarani Taila or Mahamash Taila, Nadi Sveda or Patrapinda Sveda, or even you can do Grihavastu also. Snehanasya with Kshirvala Taila, Dhanvantram Taila or Mahamash Taila, or Nasapana with Mashabaladi Kashaya. Manyagatavata having Avarna means how to find that is cervical radiculopathy. The patient will be having Supti. Means Supti, or there will be tingling numbness in the upper limb, tingling numbness of the affected side of neck. All these will be there. So in such cases, first Avarak Chikitsa should be done. That is similar to the Manyastamba. That is Abhyanga with Saindhavadi or Pottam Chukadi Taila. Churna Pinda Sveda you have to do here. Then Shodhanasya, Shigru Taila or Vidangadi Taila. After Avaraknasya, Shuddha Vata Chikitsa should be continued. That is Snehana with Brahmana Tailas such as Kshirvala or 101, Dhanvantram 101. Karnashula, local Abhyanga with Nirgundi Taila, Nadi Sveda, Karnapurna, Nirgundi Taila, Nasya with Anu Taila or Shadbindu Taila. Bhadirya, Abhyanga with Kshirvala Taila, Sveda, Mrudu Bashpa Sveda, Nasya with Kshirvala Taila 101 or Shadbindu Taila. Karnanada or Karnak Sveda, Abhyanga Kshirvala Taila, Sveda, Mrudu Bashpa Sveda, Nasya with Kshirvala or Shadbindu Taila. Muka Minmina Gadgada. Here Muka Minmina and Gadgada. Abhyanga for the face, Amash Taila. Abhyanga for tongue, Anda Taila. Anda Taila is a Siddha preparation. As per the Siddha formulary of India, only the egg is used for the preparation of this oil, egg and Tela Taila. And it is highly effective if you rub over the tongue. You have to massage the oil on the tongue and advise the patient to swallow. So this is highly effective in case of dysarthria, dysphagia, aphasia, especially after stroke, etc. And in case of children's delayed speech, etc. In such cases, it is highly effective. Even though it is not used, I am recommending here Nasya. For Nasya, you can use Andataila also. It is Ushna Taila, Ushna Virya. As the egg is Ushna, so Ushna Virya oil it is. So Muka Minmina Gadgada, you can use Kshira Duma. And then Nasya, for Nasya, Shadbindu Taila or Andataila or Kshirvala Taila 101 you can use. And recently one pediatric with delayed speech and or dysarthria, stammered tongue. In that 10 days application of this Andataila along with Saraswatarishta, Brahmi Gruta and Brahmivati, there is a 20 to 30% improvement in the speech is there. Amsashula, Abhenga with Masha Taila, Sweda with Nadi, Nasya with Maharaja Prasarani Taila or Dashimula Taila. Amsa Shosha, limb girdle muscular dystrophy, it is observed, and also in case of the old age person of Vata Prakriti, Amsa Shosha is observed without this muscular dystrophy also. That is Ekanga Shosha will be there. In this case, Mahamashtaila Abhenga, Cystic Shalipinda Sweda, Nasya with Mahamashtaila or Dhanvantram Taila 101, Nasabana with Mashabaladi Kashaya, Avbhavaka, Abhenga with Prasarani Taila, Sweda with Patra Potli, Nasya Maharaja Prasarani or Dashimula Taila. Vishwachi, here Abhenga with Mahamashtaila or Karpasasya Taila, Sweda with SSPS or Ekanga Kayaseka. As there is a karma kshaya is there, that's why you have to use Brahmana Nasya and as well as Brahmana Svedas such as Sashik Shalapinda Sveda, Ekang Kai Seka, Nasya Dashmula Taila or Karpasya Taila, Nasapana, Mashabaladi Kashaya, one can use. Bahu Shosha, Abhenga, Mahamash Taila or Karpasya Taila, Sveda, Sashik Shalapinda Sveda, Nasya Dashmula or Karpasya Nasapana. In Kurpara Shula, Abhenga with Panchaguna Taila plus Murvenna Taila. As Murvenna is effective in healing of ligament tear, etc. and tendon tear also. And Panchaguna Taila Gugulu it contains, that is very good analgesic, Panchaguna Taila. So, Sweda, you have to use Kakoladi Upana Sweda, that will be highly effective in bursitis as well as in ligament injuries, etc. Nasya Maharaja Prasarani Taila Avartita Kshirvala Taila 101. Carpal tunnel syndrome, Abhenga with Panchaguna Taila plus Murvenna Taila. Sweda with Prasarana Avarta and Kshirvala 101. In carpal tunnel syndrome, we are advising the Abhenga with this Murvenna and Panchaguna Taila, and then as the same Taila, Pichu is used. Pichu we are advising for throughout night, or Upanaha Sveda with the same, Upanaha with Marmagulika plus Murvenna Taila plus Panchaguna Taila. This should be used, then it is highly effective in relieving the compression caused by the carpal tunnel. In case of Brahma, Bala Dhatradi Taila Abhenga, Sweda with Kshiraduma, Nasya with Sarpimanda, Kshiravalla Taila 101 or Estimadu Taila. Hikka, Nasya with Sarpimanda plus Saindava or Stri Dugdha, it is also effective. Nidranasha, insomnia, Shiro Abhenga with Himasagara Taila plus Brahmi Taila. Pratimarshana with Sarpimanda or Shadbindu Taila. Snenasya with Brahmi Gurta or Shadbindu Taila. Hanusandigata vata, TMJ arthritis, temporomandibular joint arthritis. Abhyanga with Mahamashtaila, Sweda, Nadi Sweda, or other local cystic Shalapinda Sweda or Hanubasti also you can use. Nasya, Kshiravataila 101, Dhanvantara 101, Mahamashtaila. Hanustamba, Lokja, Abhyanga with Kshiravataila Taila, Sweda, Nasya with Jivaniya Gana Siddha Sarpi, Kshiravara Taila 101. Then coming to the mode of action, Shringataka Marma, someone considers cavernous sinuses. Actually, Shringataka Marma so based on descent with olfactory bulb plus nasal mucosa, respiratory mucosa. So the Shringataka Marma can be correlated with olfactory bulb plus nasal mucosa plus respiratory mucosa and trigeminal nerve endings. These all together can be correlated as Shringataka Marma. As Shringataka Marma is told that junction of Karna, Nasa, Netra, Mukha, Siras. So these are all together. It is the most nearest possible correlation for the Shringataka Marma. Mode of action, there are 4 factors which are very important to understand the mode of action. That is position, the pre-nasya massage, pre-nasya sedation, and the drug. See, nasal cavity, lamina propria is there, the space in between the nasal cavity and the brain matter. From the lamina propria, perineural space that leads to subarachnoid space. And from the lamina propria, the blood vessels, the veins drains to the cavernous sinuses. Then the drug reaches to brain tissue. The lymphatics from the lamina propria drains to the veins of facial vein and other maxillary veins that will drain to cavernous sinuses. So the drug reaches to brain tissue. Nasal drug administration for CNS targeting. If you see the olfactory pathway, from the olfactory nerve it will reaches to bulbus olfactorius and the cerebrum. From the trigeminal nerve plus and the circulate the area from that area, the respiratory mucosa, that will drains to brain via the cavernous sinuses. Then it will come to blood, crosses the blood-brain barrier. Via the trigeminal nerve directly, it will goes to pons area, and the drugs which are absorbed through the blood, they will enter into systemic circulation and distributed all over the, means upper part, urdhvanabhigata sthan. So you see here the cribriform plate where the olfactory bulb is there above that, and the olfactory nerve crosses the cribriform plate from the olfactory mucosa. The first mucosa, olfactory nerve fibers carrying through the cribriform plate to the olfactory bulb, that will be carrying to the cerebrum. And the right side, if you see the clear picture, it is there. Trigeminal, there is a trigeminal pathway in the respiratory mucosa and olfactory pathway from the olfactory mucosa. Olfactory mode of action in case of Vatavedi, Kevala Vatavedi. Snehanasya, if administered, it subsides the Vata by Snigdha, Ushna, Manda and Guru Guna, corrects the vitiation of Dhatu and Upadhatu, and does Samprapti Vigatana. By this Vyadi Samula Nashana occurs. In Avarnajana Mata Vyadi, Shodhanasya expulsion of kapha etc. Avaraka dosha by Ushna Tikshna Vishada Ruksha Sukshma etc. guna, expulsion of increased dhatus and purification of vitiated dhatu and upadhatu, samprapti vikatana, vyadi samula nashana. In case of avarnajanya pakshagata also same samprapti vikatana occurs. In case of dhatu kshayajanya vata vyadi, brahmanasya subsides the vata by its snigdha ushna manda guru pichila slakshna etc. guna and increases the dhatu and upadhatu by dravyatah gunatah karmatah action, and the samprapti vigatana occurs leading to vyadi samula nashana. Research area: adopting the new devices for nasal administration. One example I can say here, aerosol therapy you can adopt from the modern. In Jamnagar, one study earlier, one study happened to be my senior. He used tobacco for asthma patients. Then some Ayush members raised query for that because tobacco is prohibited, it is a drug. So there is a chance of dependency, etc. And legally it is not possible. So it was not published in the form of research. Then later, next batch, one of my classmate, Rasyastra, they used Tulsi Vasa Arka for nebulization. And they got very encouraging results, but that was not adopted by many practitioners as well as pharmaceuticals till date. As our publications are poorly read by the academicians as well as practitioners, so these are not disseminated. Aerosol also is one of the best, Vasa or Tulsi, some other Bharangi, etc. We have to study some aromatics also, Nilgiri, etc. We have to find alternatives for the modern aerosols, like they are using steroid or bronchodilators, etc. So they are having their own side effects. We need to find the new devices for the nasal administration. Even aerosol also comes under Nasya itself. Adopting new vehicles for nasal administration. New vehicles in the sense they are using modern micelle, they are using for carrying the lipophilic drugs. Micelle they are using, and liposomes they are using, macrospheres. All these vehicles they are using modern. We need to use such vehicles if needed for the faster drug delivery as well as for increasing the nasal residence time and for increasing the absorption also. And as well as one thing I want to highlight here, coconut oil, that will be virgin coconut oil is somewhat ama because it contains amadosha, it contains moisture, means watery content will be there. So one technique or should be developed to make it free from amadosha, and it should be used as a vehicle for preparing the oils used for nasya, coconut oil. So that will be having more impact and more therapeutic efficacy than the other oils for the neurodegenerative diseases. And using Kapikachu with suitable vehicle in Parkinsonism disease. Kapikachu with coconut oil we have to try, and we need to develop such a media or the oil, coconut oil, both coconut oil characteristic features or the active principles should be preserved, and at the same time Kapikachu should be extracted into that. Such technology should be used because by heating coconut oil, some essential amino acids will be destroyed. That's why we need to preserve both. How to do that? That is the technology part. Alternative use of Shodhana and Shamana or Brahmanasya either on the same day or the next day. This should be as modifications I highlighted this. This should be taken as a research project to prove whether it is more feasible in case of radiculopathy etc. conditions or ankylosing spondylitis etc. conditions. Then coming to the conclusion, appropriate Nasya variant administered using SOP after analyzing the Vata Vyadhi Samprapti will yield definitive results. In some cases, we need to think out of box as discussed regarding modifications based on the classical advocations to get the desired therapeutic results. Regarding Nasapana efficacy and safety, an randomized control trial with large sample needs to be carried out. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable views with regards to different Nasya yogas in different Vata Vyadhis. Thank you, sir. Sir, there are some queries. Shall I ask, sir?
Yes, definitely.
So there is a question by Dr. Pratibha. Based on diseases, will the kashayas will change for Nasapana?
Based on the disease means there is a limited disease, avaka, cervical radiculopathy or manyagata vata, ardita, etc. You can change the kashayas. They are told Mashabaladi, but Dashmula also you can use. Along with even some are using Gruta and other Sneha, they are adding Gruta, Kshiravalla Taila, etc. to the Mashabaladi. You can use other kashayas. Mashabaladi Kashaya is just one example he has given. It is Vatara and Brahmana and best Vatara and Brahmana. That's why they have used. You can use other Kashayas which are Vatara and Brahmana, like Prasarinyadi Kashaya, etc. Also you can use.
Thank you, sir. Next question by Dr. Santosh Tadpatri. Which company manufactures the Andataila? And its reference, sir?
Reference Siddha Formulary of India. It is Siddha Medicine.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, one more question by the participant. Can Nasya given in COVID-19 patients who are asymptomatic or having mild symptoms but no fever?
Already is told, no? Pratimarsana is recommended by Ayush as well as.
Okay, sir.
You can administer Pratimarsana is advised as a preventive measure by Ayush as well. It is already told.
Thank you, sir.
Anutaila, especially Anutaila.
Okay, sir. Next question by Dr. Abhijit Narayan. Significance of Nasya in acute stroke, sir.
Significance of Nasya in?
Acute stroke. Acute
stroke. It is also mentioned as per Dr. Parvaje and Yadaya. Acute stroke, if it is means hemorrhagic stroke, they have told Stambhana Nasya. And in case of thromboembolism, Tikshna Shirovirechana is told. Okay. Already Parvaze sir has taken 1 hour class, I think, on the same topic. And he also is practicing practically.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I have quoted his name itself in the slides.
One more question by Dr. Santosh Tadpatri, sir. Sir, any practical evidences to prove that the Nasya Dravya crosses the blood-brain barrier?
Practical modern, they have proven that they have evidence. But Ayurveda, our is clinical means the practically how sannyasa patient, if he gets consciousness, one thing. And in sixth or seventh week of poisoning, also Shirovirechana is told. And in case of Pakshagata, Ardita, etc., how they are getting means even Bell's palsy also we are giving best results by Ayurvedic treatment, means they are effective and they will reach the CNS. By reaching CNS only they can able to cause the action. Therapeutic action is when once they will reach means they does the action. If there is action is there means they will reach. Based on this Tantra Yukti you can say. And Mastulunga Kshaya, one example he has given Ati Yoga. You see, Ati Yoga of Shirovirechana, Mastulunga Kshaya is told. So CSF will comes out through the nose. So it means through the this there will be from the cribriform plate that the CSF will be leaked into the nose. That shows there is a connection between nose and brain. The same thing is highlighted here in this lecture. There is a connection between nose and brain. Okay. There are many other modern experiments they have been made to prove there is a connection between nose and brain. Even the growth hormone, insulin, etc. If they are given in nasal route, compared to the intravenous route, the therapeutic concentration of the drug is more in case of nasal administration compared to the intravenous. So it proves that they will crosses the blood-brain barrier because of this Abhyanga and Sweda you are using before Nasya, that will create hyperemia, and the position of Nasya, you have posteriorly bent the neck, extended the neck. That also causes a sudden gush of blood flow to the brain. So all these together, along with the administered Nasya drug, Shirovirechana Nasya especially, they will causes there is a change in the permeability of blood-brain barrier. So the drug will reach by olfactory pathway, trigeminal pathway, respectively into the cerebrum and pons area, and through the circulation, means through the veins, they will come into the cavernous sinuses, and then they will crosses the blood-brain barrier. In this way, we can say the drug reaches into the brain.
Thank you, sir. There is one more question by Dr. Shweta Mantale. Is there any difference in mode of action of Sneha Nasya and Nasapana?
Sneha Nasya and Nasapana. Difference?
Yes, sir. Difference in mode of action.
Definitely there will be difference in mode of action, what they are claiming. That's why I told there is a need of randomized clinical trial of large sample of 200 to 300 patients, and as well as multicentric studies needs to be carried out to evaluate the comparative efficacy of Nasya and Nasapana. As I clarified in the Nasapana context, the Nasya here, the position of Nasya is sleeping position, supine position with the neck bent 45 angle. There will be cerebral hyperemia will be there. They will cross the brain, and more absorption, more residence time, more absorption, more therapeutic efficacy, I say in Nasya. Whereas in case of this Nasapana, even though residence time here, the drug is not constantly, it is not there, it is flowing. So the residence time, even though it is more, the drug is not retained constantly there, fixed time. It will be flowing. So there is a lesser chance of absorption, as well as the kashaya is used here. As it is told, it is the fat soluble matters are highly fat soluble matters are more radially crossed into the blood brain barrier, whereas the water soluble extractives they are less readily absorbed or crossed into the blood brain barrier. So in this way, that's why the hypothetical, you can say the Nasapana is maybe effective in Manyagata and Amsa Sosha, etc., as well as Aubauka, etc., diseases. Still, I say Snehanasya, if you do the study, and as well as if method 1, method 2, as I explained, the method 1 of Karnataka, which were practiced by all the government colleges, even the Ishwar Reddy sir, etc., that will be more efficacious than the method 2, as I told, Kerala one, in which they are advising to swallow the nasally instilled medicine. So, which is somewhat contradictory to the classical guidelines. That is, nasal drugs always, it is not advised not to swallow. Swallowing of nasal drug is prohibited. So, in this way, you can say, but there is nasa in all, not in all diseases. This has limitation. Nasapana has got limitation. 2 to 3 diseases, it may be effective, but you have to do a very rigid, strict, randomized clinical trial with using internationally accepted standard parameters. You can go even radiological MRI, etc. also. Then you can able to say which one is effective. Definitely.
Thank you, sir. There is one more question by Dr. Pinky CM. Sir, can you explain about Asavanasya?
Which one?
Asavanasya.
Asavanasya. Asavanasya, they are used vehicle. As a vehicle, they have used. Tikshnanasya, whenever you are using, for example, kanji is used in case of krimi, shirogata krimi. Krimicha shiroroga, kanji is used. And rakta is also used. Kanji, it helps in means anesthetizing, or it causes fainting of krimis. Even it is told in Karna krimi also.
Thank you, sir. There is a next question by Dr. Rashmi Nukala. Nasapana with Tankanakshara in adenoids in children. Is there any experience regarding this?
No, we are Panchakarma physicians. Usually it is the area of Shalakyas. So adenoids, I have given oral medications, not Tankanakshara application. And Asava, regarding the Asava question, there are only 2 drugs which can reach faster and in high concentration. That is Sneha and Asvarishta. They can reach to they can cross the blood-brain barrier. Next.
Thank you, sir. Sir, there is a question: how to prepare the Sarpimanda?
Sarpimanda, it is not prepared, no. It is the supernatant portion of ghee. Very transparent, acha, watery part of ghee, which is present at the topmost part of ghee. If you put in your, if you see in your house, then below portion is heavy. It is lighter. That's why they are advised to use the Sarpimanda. It is free from Amadosha, free from moisture content, watery content. So it is lighter and does not cause doshoklesha or malasanchaya.
Thank you, sir. There is a question by Dr. Diksha. There is any Nasya yogas for frozen shoulder, sir? Specific yoga.
Nasya yoga?
Specific Nasya yogas for frozen shoulder, sir.
Mamasha. Mama style. Mrudupaka.
Thank you, sir. One more question, sir. In classics, they have mentioned that while classifying Snehapana, Shamananga Snehapana as well as Shodhananga Snehapana, but only in case of Avabhavka and Bahusosha, they have mentioned Auttara Bhaktika Snehapana, sir. Is there
Correct.
any this one? Can you explain about that?
Is there any?
Can you explain about that, sir? Why in those particular diseases they have mentioned?
Auttarbhaktika Snehapana is explained all Urdhva Nabhigata Sneha, Urdhva Nabhigata or Urdhva Chaturgata Vikaras. In Shirshul also you can give Suryavarta, Anantavata, etc. diseases. You can give the Auttarbhaktika Sneha. Auttarbhaktika Sneha, Ashtanga Rudaya, there is a reference is there, Ashtanga Sangraya as well as Ashtanga Rudaya. The Sneha which is taken before food or empty stomach, it will nourishes the Apanamata and helps in curing the Ado Shaka Agata Vata. And then Sneha which is given at the middle of the meal helps in Madhya Vata Vikara, means abdomen. Whereas the Sneha which is given at the end of meal helps in curing the Urdhva Chaturgata Vikaras. There is a reference is there.
Thank you, sir. Now I request, thank you, sir, for clearing all the doubts of the participants. Now I request Dr. Trishala ma'am for the vote of session of today's session. Trishala ma'am.
Suhasini, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Hello, Suhasini.
Yes, ma'am, you
Suhasini?
are audible. Yes, ma'am, you
Yes.
are audible, ma'am.
Yes. Namaste, sir. Patil, sir.
Namaste, madam.
How are you, sir?
Fine, madam.
Okay, sir. So first of all, I would like to thank our respected principal, madam, Dr. Syed Attar Fatima, ma'am, and Dr. Rashikar Ganigir, sir, professor, and am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible, ma'am.
Suhasini?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible, ma'am.
First of all, I would like to thank our First of all, I would like to thank our respected principal, ma'am, Dr. Syed Attar Fatima, ma'am, and Dr. Rashikar Ganigir, sir, professor and HOD of Dravaguna department, and Dr. Kendad Matt, sir, HOD of our Panchakarma department. It was an excellent. Suhasini, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible, ma'am.
Hello. It was an excellent talk on critical analysis of Nasya Karma in Vata Vyadhi in its actual, sir. And we all are very thankful to you for giving a detailed description of Nasya Karma and its mode of action in a short period along with modern correlation. And we are really fortunate enough to have your session, sir. Even though in your busy schedule you have accepted our invitation and shared your clinical experience and clarified doubts very well, sir. Overall, it was very helpful for UG students, PG scholars, and faculties. Thank you, sir. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Over to me, Suhasini.
Thank you, Trishala ma'am.
Suhasini, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the vote of session. Thank you, sir, for the valuable views on Nasya Karma and Vata Vyadhi. Thank you, one and all. Shall we end this?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, once again. Thank you.
Thank you. ಗುರುಗಳೇ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ.